Hey, DreamFan120 here. Welcome back to the channel. If y'all know who I am, I'm DreamFan120, a 16-year-old HO scale mile railroader. I'm not saying I've been in the hobby for 16 years. I'm saying I am 16 years old. Just want to clarify that because sometimes it can be confusing. So yeah, I want to be transparent. So yeah, guys. Welcome to part 2 of plans that I'm planning for the Mile Railroad. Last video we talked about scenery and buildings. So, and last video I said in this next video, which is this video, I would talk about plans for trains. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's get into it, and let's start with passenger trains. Okay, regarding passenger trains, yes, passenger trains will be ran on the layout. If you've seen the inventory video, you know I have the Walther's Mainline George Bush Heritage Unit number 4141 or 4141, whatever you want to call it. And behind it I have the I should say a Walther's Proto baggage car, which it's the Union Pacific one with the flag on it. So, first plan is, of course, buy more Union Pacific Heritage Fleet passenger cars. Why? Because I want to complete the passenger train for that. I want to have a complete set of cars to at least run. Yeah, that's the first big idea, or first big plan, is buy more Union Pacific Heritage Fleet passenger cars. Hopefully get them for Christmas. We'll see. We'll have to see whenever Christmas comes around, you guys, because yeah, Christmas is over a month away, so we have to wait a month. So yeah, anyways, we're getting off topic. Let's talk about let's start getting into basically regular passenger service now. Okay, let's start with Amtrak. So, I do want Amtrak. I do plan on hopefully getting Amtrak for the layout at some point. Don't know what it could be. It could be a loop track. It could be not a loop track. I don't know what exactly I'll do with Amtrak. I don't know if I want to do Phase 5 or Phase 3. Some ideas for Phase 5 is, if I want to do like modern day Amtrak Phase 5, involving superliners, which was the plan for Phase 5. Yeah, Phase 5, mostly superliners because that's what I can get my hands on. Locomotives to probably pull trains like that is the P42 DC and maybe a Dash 8. If I'm doing single level Amtrak modern day, maybe an SC44 Charger, a cabbage unit. That's sort of like your Midwest stuff, but if they do get produced, maybe some Amtrak Viewliner sleeper cars. I do want them. I do hopefully plan on getting some. Whether they be 3D modeled, I have to buy them off eBay, or if I have to buy the old Walther's ones off eBay, I don't know. Time will tell with that. I'm hoping in the meantime a manufacturer is willing to make some HO scale Viewliner sleeper cars and hopefully some dining cars. Because I know we're getting the baggage car from Kato, which I hope Kato makes more Viewliner cars besides the baggage car. I hope we can get some of the dining cars and sleepers from them. Maybe Rapido could make them. I did send a request for Rapido. Fingers crossed they get enough commissions for them. But yeah, anyways, back to Amtrak. Talk about Phase 5. Phase 3 ideas. Phase 3, maybe maybe single level Amfleet trains. Because I know with the Phase 3, you gotta understand, early Phase 3, they still had some of the heritage cars, like the old sleeper cars, like old Bud sleeper cars, old Bud diners, stuff like that. They still ran the old Bud cars. So, Phase 3 does seem really interesting. You have your old cars and you have the new Amfleets. Alright. If I do double-decker trains, like the Superliners or the Highliners, I don't know, honestly, with Phase 3 high-level trains, with the Superliners and high levels, because with stuff like that, that's some of the rare stuff to find. Your Phase 3 Superliners and the Phase 3 Highliners, those are rare to find because I don't think manufacturers have produced those cars in a few years. I don't know, maybe Cotto's created the Phase 3 Superliners, I don't know. But I know we've been getting a lot of Phase 3 Amfleets and Horizon cars recently. F40 PHs. I think last year, Athearn produced the P42 DC in the old Phase 3 paint scheme. So yeah, I did plan on trying to get one of them in one of the last runs of the P42s, but I was unsuccessful, I should say, of not getting one of them. But oh well. Anyways, back on topic. So yeah, Phase 3, I don't know. If I do Phase 3, that I see a mix of equipment. I do know engines, F40PH, the Dash 8, and possibly the P42. I don't know though about that. Maybe even possibly the SDP40Fs, which, yes, those were painted in Phase 3. Surprisingly, because, of course, that was at the time whenever Amtrak didn't have all the F40 PHs running at the time. But anyways, yeah, that's ideas for Amtrak. Now, could I go earlier? Maybe. Yes, I could probably go earlier. I feel like it, probably not, because once you start getting past once you start going earlier than Phase 2, you're starting to get in the not Phase 2, once you start going earlier than Phase 3, you're getting into Phase 2 and the Phase 1, and then, because around that area, you're still getting some of the rainbow trains, I think. Because they really didn't get all their equipment painted one solid color until like Phase 3. Because in Phase 2 and Phase 1, they were having problems with railroads, like the old Burlington Northern stuff, Burlington, like different railroads. If I name them all, we'd be sitting here all night. Anyways, yeah. So if we're doing Amtrak, Phase 5 or Phase 3. Now that's what we have now. Don't know about Amtrak in the future, like future Amtrak, like the Ventura cars. But yeah, let's talk name passenger trains now. Okay, we're not talking about name passenger trains that I have planned for the layout, or I want to hopefully get. First two, Santa Fe trains. First one, Santa Fe Super Chief. Second one, Santa Fe El Capitan. Plans, the reason I planned them is I like Santa Fe, that's what I like. Get Santa Fe. Plus, you can still find a lot of Santa Fe stuff. Like, you can still find a lot of the Santa Fe passenger cars, so yeah. The reason I say Super Chief is because that was the most famous train. That was the most well known. El Capitan, well, because the El Capitan was officially the first high-level, long-distance passenger train in America, I think. Don't quote me, alright? I'm just saying this. I think though. Yeah, with the high level cars, and of course the special high level transition car, which beautiful car. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'd want to do the El Capitan, is because of the high levels. Other named trains, maybe the Pennsylvania Broadway Limited. You can still, I know you can buy cars for that train. I think the hardest thing with the Broadway Limited is maybe getting the observation car with the crest on it. I think that's maybe the hardest thing, because yeah. What else? I did want to maybe buy a Olympian Hiawatha, the orange and red scheme. Plans for that train was simply just getting S3 Northern from Broadway Limited for the Hiawatha. Actually, maybe let's engines for the other trains. Engines for the Broadway Limited, the Pennsylvania Railroad name train. Probably the E7s if we're doing diesel era. Maybe a K4 from Broadway Limited. Don't know about that though. I'm not going to 100% quote that, because again, steam engines are a lot of money. For the Santa Fe trains, maybe some E units, E8s, maybe EAs. Now I want to specify that E8s, EMD E8s, or EMC EAs. The reason I say that, have to specify that, is because there's different models. Yeah, anyways, yeah, E8s, EAs, Alco PAs. Those are definitely nice engines, the Alco PAs. F units, definitely the war bonnet F units. And if we're doing later, if I'd want to actually do later years, FP 45s for Santa Fe. So yeah, other named trains, I have no clue for other named trains. I mean, maybe a New York Central train, because I know you can buy a lot of New York Central equipment. Southern Pacific Daylight. It'd be nice to have a Southern Pacific Daylight running on the layout. Led by a GS4 Northern, because why not have one of the most beautiful engines pull one of the most beautiful trains? So yeah, sorry I keep moving around, I have to get comfortable here because I'm rolling. Other named trains, honestly I don't know about other named trains, because in order for that to happen I'd have to actually look hard enough. Because yeah, these decisions are basically coming off of what you can buy right now. Now I want to get sidetracked here about one possible train set. It's like $600, but it's basically like it's around $600 for just the cars alone. But it's, I mean, 6 cars. It's the Santa Fe business train. I do hopefully plan on getting that at some point. Maybe by next summer. Yes, I'm kidding. Here's Avery, the cat. You probably hear her purring a lot. So yeah, yeah, Santa Fe business train's one of them I do want to get for the layout. Reason being is because I think it'd be nice to have a business train on the layout. I mean, speaking of business trains also, one train that does come to mind whenever I do think of business trains is the Norfolk Southern Office Car Special trains. With the F units, like the F9As and F7Bs. Them were some nice engines right there. Hopefully, some point in the future, I can actually model the Norfolk Southern Office Car Special. But I'm just going to say, in order to probably do that, that's going to be a lot of custom painting, custom decaling, and a lot of custom work. So I don't think we're going to see a Norfolk Southern Office Car Special anytime soon. So, yeah. Other name trains I really can't think of right now. If I do think of some other ones, I can do a call up to this video. So let's now talk about excursion trains or excursion engines. Okay, some ideas for excursion engines. Talking about named trains, I've already listed one of them, a Milwaukee Road S3. Which leads us to Milwaukee Road S3 number 261. Reason I want that engine is because it's got a lot of functions. It's got a Mars light. It's got 2 whistles and a horn to select from. So lots of functions, lots of fun, lots to play. Of course, we don't play here. These are models. It's a hobby. You think toy trains. Yeah, Milwaukee Road S3 number 261. Chesapeake and Ohio 614. To me, that's a beautiful engine, so why not get it? Because a pattern you're going to see is a lot of 484 Northern engines. I am a big 484 Northern fan, so yeah, just want to call that out. Another excursion star that I am hoping Broadway Limited does a rerun of is Santa Fe 3751. Oh, Santa Fe 3751, that's a beautiful engine. Of course, it's a beautiful Santa Fe, so I'm a sucker for Santa Fe, so yeah. Of course, I'm going to want Santa Fe 3751. Since we're talking about West Coast engines, we're going to bring up Southern Pacific 4449. I do want to hopefully get 4449. I was planning on hopefully being that being my first steam engine. I don't know about that anymore because I'd have to look on third-party websites like eBay and stuff to find one, because you really can't find one brand new now. They all sold out. Yeah. Now I just want to get sidetracked here. I mentioned the Union Pacific Heritage Fleet cars. Do I want to have Union Pacific 844? Yes, I'd like to have Union Pacific 844. Just 2 problems. One, the whistle needs, to me the whistle sounds way too deep on the models, so you can barely hear it. Another thing is, I like 844 with the Mars light, so hopefully in the future we get a run of 844 with a Mars light, and possibly I'll buy her. But until then, I don't think 844 is going to make it to the layout. Next up would probably be then Union Pacific 4014. No, 4014 is probably not going to make it to the layout either. Reason being, Union Pacific big boys are a lot of money. Simple, a lot of money. $700, $800. I can't afford $700, $800 right now. So yeah, if it was cheaper, probably yes, a big boy would be seen on the layout in the future. But until I can make a lot of money, or until I can get enough money to buy one whenever one comes out, one ain't gonna come. Same thing with the Challenger. I'm not going to buy a Union Pacific Challenger because, again, too much money. I draw the line at $400, $500 for steam engines right now. So yeah. Union Pacific fleet. Other steamers. I did think about buying a Blue Mountain and Northern 425 whenever they were released. I did want to buy a 425, but sadly I couldn't because sorry. Smack an itch. So yeah. Crap, I lost my thought. Smacking that itch. Crap, yeah. 425. Reading Blue Mountain Northern 425 or Reading Northern 425. Yes, I did plan on trying to get that engine, but again, at the time of whenever that engine was released, layout was in planning phases, couldn't get it, didn't happen. Oh well. Another excursion star, or steam engine I should say, is Reading T1 number 2124. Reason I choose 2124 is it's the closest, I think, Reading T1 to me, or maybe not. I do live in Pennsylvania. I don't know which one's closer to Pittsburgh, 2102 or 2124. Either one, I like 2124 better because the numbers have a better ring to them to me. So yeah, other steam engines. Actually, we'll transition to steam engines now. Yes, I do want to have other steam engines. Specifically Pennsylvania Railroad stuff. Like K4s, M1Bs, Pennsylvania Railroad J1s. I love Pennsylvania Railroad J1s. I love big steam. So yes. Speaking of big steam, Norfolk and Western. I'd love to have some Norfolk and Western steam, like one of the Class A's or the Y6Bs, one of them massive coal luggers. Of course, if I'd get one of the Norfolk and Western articulateds, I'd probably buy an aux tender or an auxiliary water tender because them things had them. So why not go ahead and model the era where they used auxiliary water tenders to lug them heavy coal trains. I don't know if I'd model coal trains or not. I would love to. So yeah. Now I'm going to get sidetracked before we get on freight cars. I want to mention private cars. To me, with certain private cars, you'd have to custom make them, which I would be willing to do. I'd be willing to make some custom private cars for excursion trains whenever the time comes. So yeah, yes, that's it for steam, or not steam. I guess that's it for passenger stuff. Let's dive into freight trains now. Okay, freight trains. Not much to say with freight trains. Plans for freight trains is I definitely want an auto rack train. I love auto rack trains. I am a fan of the long auto rack cars, so yeah. I mean, of course, you know I'm a fan of auto rack cars because as you've seen in the inventory video, that's what we had. That's what I showed. That was the first car on the freight train. That TTX auto rack. So yes, my plan is buy more auto racks. I'd love to buy more auto racks again. As I said, I'm a fan of them. So yeah, buy auto racks for an auto rack train. What I would also like to buy for my auto train, sorry, kick to the camera there, to go with the auto rack train, or auto racks, maybe some Tangent model 86-foot box cars, or I should say auto parts box cars because that's what they were used for. The 86-foot box cars were only used for the auto parts. Which, yes, I do want to get some of them. I would love to get some of them. Because, to me, you can't have an auto train without them box cars. Because that's what they would do. You'd either be hauling loaded auto parts box cars and empty auto racks, or loaded auto racks and empty box cars. That's just how it was. So yeah. Next up, intermodal trains. I'd love to build a intermodal train up. Right now I have that Erie Lackawanna 85-foot flat car with the trailer hitches on it. Which, yes, I will be hopefully getting some trailers for that flat car. Because, yes, you cannot have trains like that without something to load them on. But yeah, buy some more of them type of flat cars. Maybe buy some spine cars. Possibly buy a set or two of the Athearn Long Runner flat cars, which, if you don't know what the Athearn Long Runner flat cars are, they are the two 89-foot flat cars that are connected together. They're permanently connected together, and they can fit 3 trailers. One on each flat car, and then one trailer straddles the 2 flat cars, which is seen in real life. And yeah, I do want to try to get one of them for a intermodal train, maybe a set or 2 of them, because it's just something odd that you'd see on freight trains, so might as well get them. And as we're speaking of intermodal, well cars. Definitely I want to buy some well cars for an intermodal train. Again, I'm a sucker for intermodal trains and intermodal is container, sorry. I'm a sucker for intermodal trains and auto trains, so yes. So yeah. Intermodal train, auto train, plan is, yes, to buy more of an assortment of freight cars, so that way I can create more unit trains. Hopefully buy some more hopper cars, like the cylindrical hopper cars, grain hopper cars, stuff like that, so that way I can have a grain train. Possibly buy some coil cars, because again, I do want to try to model the Pennsylvania area, sort of the Pittsburgh-y type area, or outskirts of Pittsburgh, something like that. Like, of course, I'm not going to model one of the steel mills on the route, or on the layout, but I do want to try to represent that, hey, steel coils do travel the railroad. Because again, I do live near Pittsburgh, and where I do live, I'm used to seeing some of the steel coil trains. So yeah, probably buy some steel coil cars for mixed freights. Box cars. Yeah, probably buy more box cars in the future, but for right now, I'd probably lay off of box cars. I mean, I got like 3 box cars. I think 3 box cars are maybe enough for now. I do hopefully want to get a tanker car. I've been wanting a tanker car for a long time. I'd love to get a tanker car. And not one of the older type tanker cars, like the tiny ones. I'm talking like one of the 28,000 gallon tank cars, 30,000 gallon tank cars, 31,000 gallon tank cars, dumb tank cars, like the bigger type ones. Yeah. I mean, of course, maybe some of the smaller ones if I want to do sulfur trains, but again, since where I live, I really have never seen the tiny tanker cars. I'm used to seeing the longer ones, like the 28,000 gallon tanker cars, the 25,000 gallon tanker cars, them type of tanker cars, the longer ones. Now, because I do have the lumber mill, or the lumber and hardware store, or whatever it is, I do plan on getting some center beam flat cars. I'd love to get some center beam flat cars and some wood loads for that, because again, it showed that, hey, I am actually bringing wood, we haul wood out to far off distance places. We bring empty cars in, loaded center beams out. Of course, I'm not going to pull a Norfolk Southern on the horseshoe curve. I'm going to put my empty center beam flat cars at the rear of the train. We don't need a streamlining incident, do we? So yeah, more grain cars, yeah, coal cars, I do want to model a coal train. Coal trains are nice, because again, if you live in Pennsylvania, you're bound to see coal trains, because again, part of Pennsylvania is part of coal country. We're in coal country, so of course you're gonna see a lot of coal trains. Do I know what type of coal cars do I want? Not really, because there's so many different ones and so many different railroads. I don't know if I'd want to stick to if I'd actually want to go with certain railroads coal cars like Norfolk Southern or CSX, or if I'd want to go with a leasing company's coal cars. I'm trying to think of one of the signs, but I can't think of them because I'm not really the leaser type of guy. So yeah, I plan on buying more cabooses, possibly if I find one that I like. Yeah. Other freight cars. I don't know about other freight cars. Do I want to buy more kit cars? Possibly, yes. But I don't know. Again, right now I have enough freight cars for now. I need some more passenger cars, and I need scenery items is what I need right now. So yeah, plans for the freight train are on hold, but again, I'm just speaking plans right now. Some regular flat cars, yeah, like 60-foot flat cars. Speaking of flat cars, yes, I do want to say this. I would love to model a military train with the 60-foot flat cars and the 89-foot flat cars with the four-wheel trucks and the six-wheel trucks. Why? Because I support my military. Speaking of which, it is, I think Veterans Day. I think Veterans Day is today or sometime this week. Again, this is being filmed on Monday, November 7th. So yeah, Veterans Day is soon, so I will say yes, I do support my veterans, and thank you to all who served. All you who have served our country. I'd love to raise a drink to you and say cheers, bottoms up, but I don't have a drink down here, so a formal thank you I think is appropriate. Now speaking of military stuff, military diesel engines or military locomotives, yes, I do plan on buying some military locomotives. Especially CSX 1776. That Oh, that digital camo on that locomotive. Oh, I love digital camo. Yeah. Possibly also Norfolk Southern 6220. I think that's the number, 6220. It's the SD60E. That's for the Armed Forces. Yes, I do want to try to get that one. Yeah, the Montana Rail Link one. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get that one because that locomotive cost $310. Yeah, that's a little bit too much money. $280 is enough. I mean, yeah, $280 is enough, but I mean, $310, like, that's a little bit too much. I get, yeah, they're Athearn Genesis 2.0 SD70 Aces, but I mean, come on. That's a little bit too much money. I'm not gonna freak out about prices. If I think something's too much, I'm not gonna buy it. That's just me. But yeah, military train cars. I'd love to see some HO scale military train cars be built, like the flat cars with the Humvees and the tanks on them. O scale guys get rewarded with that stuff. N scale guys get rewarded with that stuff. Us HO scale guys have to custom make the stuff. Come on, give us HO scale guys some slack, manufacturers. Please make some DODX stuff. We need them. Plus, you'd sell out. You would definitely sell out of DODX equipment. Manufacturers, please listen. Please make DODX flat cars with military equipment. People would love it if you guys make that stuff. Anyways, yes, military train. I do want to do a military train. Unit trains, yes. I do want to get some stuff done for unit trains. Again, whether it be auto trains, intermodal trains, tanker car trains, grain trains, coal trains, coil car trains, whatever. Even mixed freight trains. It doesn't really matter. For freight, I'll just basically say for freight stuff, we'll have to see what I buy for freight trains. But yes, the general idea is auto racks, and the main priority is auto racks and intermodal train stuff. As well as a tanker car. I'd love to buy a tanker car. I mean, 20 to 30 bucks for a tanker car is not much. I mean, just call out one tanker car that I did try to get. It was the Atlas HO scale. I think they were the Trinity tanker cars. I forget. Yeah, with them tanker cars, they had Louisiana hot sauce, and I seen them in O scale, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. Let's do that. Let's do that. And yeah, whenever I seen them come out with HO scale, I'm like, nice. Hot sauce for the model railroad. Nice. Let me try to get them. And whenever I went to go order, sold out. Lovely. So I'm like, well, that's just nice. We'll wait in the future. So yeah. Freight train stuff, we'll wait. Yeah. Again, diesel locomotives. Yeah, freight train diesel locomotives. I'll probably mix and I'll just basically buy whatever I feel like I want to buy. If I feel like buying Southern Pacific stuff, I'll buy Southern Pacific. Norfolk Southern, I'll buy Norfolk Southern. If I see some Union Pacific that I like, I'll buy Union Pacific. CSX, I'll buy CSX. It really doesn't matter to me because, again, I'm not a stickler. I'll model anything. I will model anything, or I'll at least try to on my model railroad. So yeah. Let's wrap up. Okay, guys, that's some of the plans for the trains that I have for the model railroad. if you guys liked what you seen, like and comment. Subscribe if you want to see more. Yeah. I do want to say as an apology that I am sorry that I have not shown progress on the layout. I'm trying my best, you guys. I'm trying my best to make progress, but progress is really, really slow as I have nothing to work on. So yes, hopefully at Christmas I get something to work on and I can actually show you guys what's being done. But yeah, again, let's wrap up part 2 of plans for the layout. This video was about ideas that I have that I want to try to buy for the train layout for trains. So yeah, again, if you liked what you've seen, like, comment, and subscribe. Again, if you're new, subscribe if you like what you see. So without further ado, I will see you on down the tracks. I don't know, maybe I'll see you in the roundhouse after our trains are pulled. This is Train Fan 120, signing off.